Hey Aries, this is going to be a reading for you. We have some big things coming up for you, Aries, and you probably already know this and feel this within you. We do have the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries coming up April 8th. And not only that, but the collective North Node has been in your sign. So there's been a lot of topics coming up for you in regards to your mission in life. Making big changes and decisions. If you're an Aries rising, then this is going to be all about your house of self. It's going to be in your first house. And the first house is your persona, who you are in the public, who you or what you stand for in this life. And there could be a huge emphasis on some changes that you have been feeling an urge to make in regards to who you hang out with. Influences in your life and what is no longer serving you, And so a lot of that stuff coming up for you, but you are the warrior sign. So you have everything it takes to get through it. I've already shuffled this deck here and I'm just going to look and see if I can get some insights for you, some messages for you that you might need to hear. Keep in mind, I'm not a fortune teller, and I do not do these readings to predict or foretell what's going to happen in your life. I mainly just do them for those who need to hear something important to help them in some way if they're going through a difficult time. If it resonates, then that's awesome. If it doesn't, don't take it. I'm not here to put anyone in paranoia or fear. Okay, so let's get started. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Midheaven, and Stelliums. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's look at the first card here, which is going to be your current situation or your focus in life right now and what's going on. What's like the main theme here going on? King of Wands. King of Wands. Okay. What's covering the King of Wands? What's covering the King of Wands for Aries? The sign of Aries. The Five of Cups. Okay. Let's look at what's in your thoughts. What's in your thoughts? What's in your mind? What's in that crown? Okay. Three of Wands is in the crown right now. Over this. What is at the root? What is at the very root for Aries? Six of Cups is at the very root. What is behind for Aries? What is behind for Aries? Nine of Cups is behind. What is in front? What is in front for Aries? What is in front for Aries? King of Pentacles is in front. A card to represent you. Card to represent you, Aries. Card to represent you. The Three of Cups to represent you. How does your environment look like to you right now? What does it look like on the outside? Death. What's in the hopes and fears for Aries right now? What's in the hopes and fears for Aries right now? The Hanged Man. Okay. And last card. What is the overall advice? What is the overall advice for Aries? What's the overall advice for Aries? Four of Wands is the overall advice. All right. At the bottom, we do have the Page of Pentacles. So, let me just tell you what I see here. There's a King of Wands in this current situation. Your thoughts about this is that you don't know when the ships are going to come in with this individual. This could be an individual, like a lover that you have in your life. It's shaded by Five of Cups, which is a feeling of loss and defeat. But yet you still wait. You still contemplate whether something could be fruitful, right? Because at the root, you have a lot of memories, a lot of yourself went into this. And it's a very difficult cord to just release. And behind you, we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups, to me, I feel like maybe in the past there was a Nine of Cups feeling with this individual, this King of Wands, whether it's a fire sign or not. But it represents somebody you feel very passionate about, and they're probably a passionate person. They're a passionate, fun, exciting individual, right? That's why they're so difficult to forget about. So, if this resonates anyway for you. Nine of Cups is happiness, having fun. Even though it was fun, you still somewhat felt like you were alone, though, because there's only one person here. Maybe you were having fun with this individual. You guys were having good times, but you never felt like you were truly on the same level or felt like there was a resonance there. It still felt a bit detached, right? And so now these Nine of Cups have kind of went downhill a little bit, and now it's 5. But 3, it feels inside within you. The 3 have been spilled over at the same time. This is something, this has to do with your self-confidence and how how much trust you have in your own self, right? In your own judgment on things. And with this 3 of Wands here, it's like you don't want to just leave, but you know that you have to figure out what to do, where to go from here. I'm also going to mention that maybe there's a possibility that this has already been broken up, already ended, just because of the fact that we do have the Death card in the environment that you see. When that is in what you see outwardly in your environment, that kind of would send a message to me that you're feeling depression in some way because you're seeing it through the lens of death, sadness, something big happened, and you feel like yeah, like a whole new cycle, like it's just something must have happened, right? So that's why I also feel that for this particular read, if you're resonating with it, that it could have already ended, and that's another reason why there's the 5 of Cups covering and shadowing over this King of Wands. Whether it's a king or a queen, okay? It's representing the individual for you. But you've been really strong because you have the 3 of Cups. I don't think that you will show. You're not going to show that. You're an Aries. Aries do not show what they're feeling inside. Okay? They do not show it. Because you are fire, you are the warrior. What is the warrior? He doesn't show his weakness. at least not on the outside. But inside, it can get really tough, can't it? Because at the root, you still feel that pain. You still also reminisce on things that you wish didn't have to fall apart. But at your crown, you realize that you've been waiting for long enough for this individual. And maybe you're also now in this starting phase of gradually waiting for something else to come along. Granted that you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket and not putting all your expectation on just that thing, mainly in hopes that you're focusing on yourself first and not making this a huge priority of looking for somebody else out there. I just noticed that there's a 3 at your crown and there's a 3 in your position of you. So 3s can be a number that you're seeing. 3s could have some kind of a message. The number 3, look into numerology. Numerology has a lot of spiritual aspects to it, and it can give you a lot of insights. So, in front of you, we do have the King of Pentacles. So it's a different king that comes out next. So either this is a job, right? Because we do have the Page of Pentacles at the bottom, so that could represent career change. Whether it's a career change that you kind of upgrade because now you're going to start working on yourself more and not going through all the drama that you were dealing with before. So that will also free up more time for you to really zone in on your career. And that has to do with yourself, your first house of self. You are making yourself, you're building yourself, right? Making a name for yourself. If it's not that, then it could be a different person that comes into your life. It could be a mentor of some kind. They could actually help you out financially in some way. So you can kind of just, whatever applies, right? In your hopes and fears, we have the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man is all about deep spiritual introspection, right? But the downside of it is that it could keep you stagnant. And I think that's what you're really fearing. That is something that you fear, of being stuck somewhere and not having more opportunity come towards you. And it's easy to feel that way, especially when you're feeling and seeing, when you're seeing outside this kind of gray, mellowed, something feels off. Whether it's because of that relationship that fell apart or not. Even if not, maybe you still feel off. And it wouldn't surprise, because there's a lot of stuff going on for you in particular in your sign, Aries. Like I said, the North Node collectively is in your sign. We have the solar eclipse coming up, right? It's a big deal. You are the start of the zodiac. Well, so they say. There's been other theories that it's different, but we're just going to go off of that. You are the pioneer, okay? You're the start of the zodiac. You're the one that pummels through the wall and then starts the cycle. So, creating change. You make the start happen. In your overall advice, it's like it matches up, or it's like a step up from what's in your crown right now. I'll show you. So your crown has the 3 of Wands right now. Overall advice, which is right next to it, is the 4 of Wands. So it goes from 3 to 4, right? I get the message now. The message is, you might be thinking in this perspective, this way of, when are my ships going to come in? When? Constantly wondering, they're not here yet. So if you're wondering and asking, when are they? That tells me that you don't feel that you have it yet, right? You're just still waiting. You're lacking. The advice here is, The next card up. Instead of that, do your best to work on having the perception that you already have. It's like the law of attraction. Actually, it's exactly what the law of attraction teaches, which is basically train yourself to believe and picture it as you already have it. It's already yours. Write it down even. Like, I mean, write down, I have this, I have this, I am this. And that could help you change your mindset, your perception. And don't give up, because a lot of times, when it doesn't happen within a certain time frame to the expectation that you're desiring, you give up. But then that's when it stops. Sometimes you got to keep going. It's those moments where you're like, oh, this is not working. F it. It's those very moments where you say no. Something else in your head says, nope, you're not going to stop it. Don't you dare give up right now. So just keep going, right? Even if it's like you're not feeling it, try your hardest to get out of that. Four of Wands is about foundations. You have it. You have that happiness. You have that celebration. You have it balanced. It's a happy card to have. So, that's what I have for you, Aries. And I hope you liked that reading. And yeah, just focus on you. Actually, it's important for every one of us to really make sure that we are happy within ourselves first and foremost anyways, regardless of what transit is happening. So it's just, we need those reminders, right? So just to read aloud what the first house represents, which is the house, even if you're not an Aries rising, Aries, you still rule the first house, regardless of where your Aries is placed. So I will just mention Mars rules that house. It's the first house, often called the house of self. And placements in this house can give you a window into understanding more about your outward appearance, your traits, characteristics, your outlook, perception, and your sense of expression. In other words, this house tells you a lot about your personality. Not only the visible aspects of your character that make you who you are right now, but also clues to the ways your personality may evolve in the future. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Remind yourself that you're the warrior and your role in this life is very crucial. Okay. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the month. Peace.